Hello, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. I'm going to show you today how to make a Mario out of gum paste. And if you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe because that is helpful to me. Okay, we're going to get started with the body. I just made basically a pear-shaped and cut a wedge out of the top, but on the one side I left it coming up a little higher. You can kind of see there. That's going to be his body and the front of his bib overalls, so the front has to come up a little higher. And off to the side you can see I made legs. Those were just two blue columns that I cut, left them a little stocky, made little brown shoes and a little blue trim around the ankle. What I just did there with the knife is just flattened off the top of the bib overalls part. So once you get a nice shape, a little bit of water and shove those legs right on in there. Those white sticks that you can see there are lollipop sticks. And you're going to need those because this guy's heavy, so it gives him a lot of support. All right, there you go. You can see I also put like a little seam, just a little pressure mark on the sides of the pants to make them look like a seam line. I inserted a single lollipop stick into the center. His head and his body is going to all go onto there. The piece of red is going to be his shirt. I just took a wad, shoved it on as you could see, just to see how it would measure up. And then you just trim it down, place it on, see how it fits, keep doing it until you get a nice size. You want the red to come up in front of the bib overalls a little bit, but not too much. All right, I'm going to attach an arm here. It's just more of those cylinders. These are red. This one arm is going to be with his hand on his hip, so that's why I'm bending it like that. I attach it with a little piece of dried spaghetti. I don't use lollipops, or I'm sorry, excuse me, toothpicks. I do use lollipop sticks. So that's why I'm using dry spaghetti here. That white circle I just attached to the wrist is going to be the glove. And I'm making the glove here, the fingers on the glove. All I did was take a round ball of white, press the one end down flat and fold it over, and then using the knife make the pressure marks to make it look like separate fingers. I trimmed off the extra and using another little piece of spaghetti, shove it on up in there. And his arm is kind of slouching off his hip. So once again, my spaghetti comes in to save the day. I shove it in that fist. If you push it in where the fingers bend, you won't see it. And just snap off what doesn't work, what you don't need. His head is, as you can see, a peachy colored ball. I pressed down on the top half but left the bottom half sticking up. I used that tool right there to make indentations for his eyes that I'm now filling in with white. When you make these, his eyes are rather oval, but they're flat on the bottom, so make sure you follow that shape carefully so you don't get his eyes looking too round and cartoony. The blue of the irises are, again, oval shaped. They're not round. And the same thing with the black for the pupils that I'm adding here. Everything is attached with water, so nice and simple. And there you go. Looking good so far. Okay, next I'm going to be adding little white highlights to his eyes. Just a little white dot right on top of the pupil. You can kind of see it there. It's small, but it's there, trust me. And make sure you do it. Those little details really work out nicely. That is going to be his mustache. I have a circle cutter that has a scalloped edge around it. And all I did was cut out a circle and then trim off a couple pieces and then stick it on there. And if you don't have that, you can make your own scalloped edging, you know, however you want. I'm attaching his nose here. I just had a round ball that I stuck on and I kept trimming off extra so he didn't have too big of a nose. You'll get a good look of it, you know, when you have the right size. And make sure his eyes are a little bit apart too when you have them, so his nose sits kind of between them and over top of his mustache a little bit. See, there we go. Looking good so far. And this is just a little detail part here. I am making eyebrows. I have a small circle that I cut out, and then I just used a bigger circle and cut away from that. So basically I ended up with fingernail clipping shapes or crescents, which is a nicer way to say it. And little black eyebrows, little black mustache. Doesn't he look amazing? See, I'm so proud of that one. He looks good. Okay, now I believe I'm going to be adding his mouth. It's just a little pink peach strip there that you can see on my paintbrush. And I just pressed it onto the bottom of his mustache. Don't press it in the center or you're going to make his mouth turn scallop shape, but I just tucked in the two edges so he looks a little happy. Okay, I shoved the head on just to make sure everything matched up well with the body, but it's not attached yet. That's important. See, I take it off again. I'm adding ears now. The ears are very basic, just a ball with a, press it down in the center and to the side, kind of like a letter C, I guess. And make sure you position them a little lower. They sit lower than you would normally think they do, so just keep an eye on that little detail there. His hair is brown. I know the eyebrows are dark, then the hair is a lighter color, but that's just the way he is. And everything is kind of scalloped on the edge. The back of his hair sticks out the way I've bent it up, and I'm using my knife blade to press in scallop details. And his sideburns are actually have two little bumps, which you can kind of see there. All right, and I put his head on tilted because I'm going to make the other arm, as you can see with that lollipop stick, sticking up in the air. So now I'm making his hat. This hat took a long time, so don't feel defeated if you can't get it right the first million times, because it took me 1,000,001. And all I did over and over and over was roll it out, flatten the one edge, leave it bulged up on the back, and trim, trim, trim until I got a size that actually looked good and wasn't, enormous. As far as the brim of the hat goes, that's nice and easy. Just another crescent shape, match it up to his forehead size, and a little bit of paintbrush, water on the paintbrush, excuse me, and attach it. You can see his other arm there. I stuck it on. I didn't have video of it because my battery died and I was recharging it. Didn't feel like stopping. But it just followed the same with the first one. It was just a red cylinder. The glove and was just one piece of white that I just cut a thumb out and made finger marks on. And you can also see I added suspenders, which I'm pretty sure you guys are smart enough to figure. Just, two thin blue rectangles attached over his shoulders. These are his little yellow buttons. Nice little final detail, and it's coming up right here. This is going to be the circle on his hat. It's just a white flat circle, and using an edible marker, I colored in the M shape for the Mario. I didn't want to cut it out because it was a little too angular for what I could handle. So yeah, put it all together, and he looks really, really good. All right, so if you found this helpful, please subscribe, and you can also check out my other video for the Mario themed letters that goes with the name, so you can make a whole Mario themed cake. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.